What's up, everyone? Tyrone back with another video, and it's been a while. It's been a couple of weeks since I've last made a video or uploaded a video, and it's crazy, But I think that this is a topic that is very, 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 very relevant to the situation that Chelsea are in right now. It's very unfortunate to see the way that Chelsea are, the way that they're playing and everything. And I think as the title says, it's time to discuss the harsh reality of where Chelsea are and how far they are from being where they should be or where they could be. Now, unfortunately, we know that this all stems back to the fact that Chelsea was sold. We've had this conversation numerous times. A lot of Chelsea content creators have had this discussion. Todd Bowley, the consortium, they're inexperienced. Now, this is not to say that they are to be blamed for the on the pitch activities or what happens on the pitch in terms of winning games, losing games, drawing games. However, when you have a situation where you're signing players, your investments go up to 1 billion, and yes, I'm not gonna be like those fans or those people who say that Chelsea spend 1 billion, they should be doing better, whatever, whatever. Look at how those are acquitted. Look at the acquisitions of those things before you say that 1 billion spent. How many of those players were for the future? How many of those players are in the squad right now in terms of fit or being able to play? Not many of them are really working out. Yes, you can say that Mudryk is still not coming into his own. He's still not performing consistently, and he shows little flashes of a good player, but other times he just makes poor decisions and he's all over the place. Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, they look very poor. They're players who are all over the place as well. They're young players, but they are playing very soft. They're playing very lethargic. There's no energy. There's no impact. There's no immense addition from them in terms of what they should be doing, and it's unfortunate. It really is. But the harsh reality is that Chelsea are in a rebuild stage, and this is gonna sound weird to some people, but it's time that we accept that Chelsea are mediocre. They're in mediocrity because obviously the investments that they've made are not logical. Not all of them are logical. Yes, signing players for the future is good. It helps you to not have to go to the transfer market every window that is possible, and you just so and sign players because you can and because you have the money or you have the funds in order to do so. However, the team has become very naive. It's become inexperienced. There's no cohesion. There's no discipline. And the game against Manchester United showed the fact that the team is completely lost. There's no knowledge on what to do without being instructed. We have a few players who are very experienced, quote unquote. Sterling is 28. He's over his prime. Not 28. He's probably more than 28. But you get my point. He's over 28. You have Thiago Silva, who's a veteran, who's essentially a grandfather. And it's just the way that Chelsea have invested that has caused them to be in this situation. Now I know a lot of fans will be ready to jump on the Pochettino out wagon, and I'm not on that wagon because, in all honesty, sacking Pochettino at this time would be regression. You're gonna have confusion. You're gonna be stressing these players, or you're gonna be affecting mentalities because a lot of the players trust in Pochettino. A lot of the players value what he's saying, and they've always come out and say positive things about him. Go and finding another manager right now is going to mess up the flow because you're going to have these players who are still trying to gel, trying to get that chemistry, that consistency together, and then they have to be evolving into a new system with a new manager, a new structure, a different type of personality. I don't think that's the best thing to do right now. And that is not me saying that fans should not be looking at Pochettino and criticizing him. He deserves criticism. He does. So don't get me wrong. I think he does deserve criticism. But to say Pochettino, I don't think that is the best thing. Or to want him sacked at this time is illogical. Because at the end of the day, no matter what manager you bring in, they're gonna still have these struggles. We have a naive squad. You have players that need people, that need the managers or the coaches to be holding their hand, telling them, "Oh, do this, do that, do this, do that." And that's not how it works. You're a professional footballer. You should be able to think, use initiative, use instinct. Try to make those decisions without being told that you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this. When you get into this area, make a pass, do a 1-2 here, etc. That is not what's supposed to be done. You're supposed to be having these capabilities to know when you should be attributing these type of activities on the pitch, and we don't see those things. We don't see players performing consistently. Sterling, for one, shows that he can be a classy player. He still has that little flair in him. But at other times, he's very non existent. Sometimes he can't beat the press. Sometimes he can't get past the defender. Sometimes he can't do 1v1 situations. And it's unfortunate. You know, we have Levi Cole, who, you know, he's a promising player. He's a promising defender. He's being played out of position. He's being tasked with a job that he should not be tasked with because, you know, he's young and he's not a player. He's not where he should be. He's making mistakes. He's lacking in experience, and that is fair. He's 21, 20, if I'm not mistaken. So in all honesty, it's gonna happen. Those things are bound to happen. You know, Desassi is playing as a fullback. He's not doing what he should be doing as a fullback or as a right back, if you want to say that. He's not adding the offensive attributes into what we need. He's not being an offensive outlet. He's not being an attacking outlet. He's not inputting anything to help the team do well. And it's unfortunate. But as I have said, there's a lot of players in this team that lack experience. A lot of players in this team that don't have discipline. They don't have the capabilities to think and to make a difference. Cole Palmer is one of those few players that, you know, he deserves better. He's actually doing great. He's not the greatest every game and he's not performing excellent all the time, which is normal. And no player is going to be performing in excellence every game. That's impossible. We're all human beings. But at the same time, Cole Palmer has been one of the better players at Chelsea. You know, he's one of those signings that you can say, yes, I'm happy Chelsea signed this player, because even though people had reservations, I know people were saying, oh, are we good for Cole Palmer? Why not go for a player who's more experienced? And, you know, Nkunku is injured. And, you know, one thing I don't like with Pochettino is that he's saying now, Nkunku, if he had Nkunku, we'd be doing this. I don't like to think about hypotheticals in this point, because right now we don't have him. So work around not having him. If you think he has great value, he may have been an impactful part of the preseason, but he's not playing. You know, and it's going to take him time. So even when he comes back, he's going to need time to gel back. He's going to need time to get sharp again, because he's been out for approximately 5 months, 6 months. He's going to be out for essentially that time. So it's unfortunate, yes, but we have to accept that at the end of the day, we're going to need to have players right now, use these players, try to get the best out of them. And we're not doing that. You know, sometimes our patterns are confusing. We don't know, the fans can't know what is going on. They don't know what the team is doing, because at the end of the day, it's not straightforward. It's not easy to understand. It's all over the place. One game we perform like we're actually title contenders. The next week we do complete rubbish. And it's unfortunate, yes, but, you know, as I said, the harsh reality is that Chelsea are in a situation because their investments have been solely or mostly on young players and building for the future. And they've neglected the fact that you need experienced players. You need players who have at least 3 years of experience in a league where it's competitive. They know that they need to have that fighting mentality, that mentality to be strong and firm and to make a difference when nobody else can. We don't have much players who will do that. Sometimes you have players who take that pressure upon themselves and they can't execute it, because at the end of the day, they are not where they should be, or they're not where you want them to be. Jackson is not performing at a level for what you want from him as a number 9, as a striker, and that's unfortunate. I myself would have said that I have my reservation. I do feel like he's not going to be that player that we need him to be. If he could be in that in the future, but right now he's not going to be that. And I've said that when I did my player profile analysis video on him. I said that I'm concerned, because yes, he can do this. Yes, he can link up play and he can make some distributions, and he can pass, and he can, you know, develop chemistry, and he can be an outlet where you can get passes from him. But he's not going to be that player that you can rely on to be clinical and to finish those chances. You know, Chelsea's enemy are basically themselves. And Pochettino would have said that we are our worst enemies. The players are their worst enemies, because they are not performing at the level that they should be performing consistently. You know, we had so many chances, probably not at the same level, probably less than Man United, but we struggled to complete those chances. We had one opportunity that led to a goal, and that was fair play to Cole Palmer, because he actually had an intelligent finish. You can see that what he learned out of Guardiola is actually being instilled right now. He's doing that. He's displaying what he knows from Pep. And it's unfortunate that Pochettino hasn't made that impact on other players. He's developed chemistry with and some togetherness with some players, and he's gotten them their respect and for them to value his support. But at the end of the day, he's not really doing what we need him to do as a manager. But as I said, I'm not Pochettino. Oh, I don't believe that we should sack him because of this. Any manager that comes in is going to have these struggles because the team in itself is very young, very naive. We have probably 4 players who have experience, in the league, or perhaps have experience at a high level. And it's unfortunate, yes, but that's just the reality. Robert Sanchez is, I don't know. The Man United game highlights the fact that Man United have the ups and downs, but Chelsea have gotten a reality check. They've got the reality that the DNA that some other content creators are talking about and now speaking about. Oh, the harsh reality, Chelsea are not where they are and they're not going to be that for whatever they say. We have this situation of we have a goalkeeper whose distribution is pretty poor. We know that football has evolved. You need to be able to play off from the back. You need to be able to distribute the ball and not give it to the opponents constantly. And that's exactly what we see every game. Every time he has the ball at his feet, fans get concerned because his distribution is pretty poor. We have Petrovic, who is still yet to play a game. And wherever he may get that opportunity, we never know. But we have another goalkeeper, and I think dropping Sanchez would be damaging to his morale or to his confidence. But we need to see something different. Honestly, I'm sorry, because Petrovic is there. If Petrovic is not good either, then we have a bigger problem. But we have another goalkeeper that I think should be getting an opportunity. We signed him for a reason. We did not sign him just for nothing. But as I have said before in this video, the harsh reality is that Chelsea have become mediocre. They're going to be like that. Fans are going to be frustrated. Some fans are going to actually question their loyalty. Some of them are going to leave. Some of them are planning to leave already. And some will decide to accept that this is the reality. And if Chelsea will ever get back to where they have to go or where they want to go, they will have to go through some years of suffering, or probably, hopefully, I know for some fans, and I hope for me, it won't be too many years. But investments have to be done. You have to invest in some more experienced players who are at least 25, 26, players who have actually made impact in the teams that they're currently at. When you sign them, they can add that impact, and it's not a case of a collective thing where the team is playing like this so they look good. We need players who, when the team is in need, they step up and they make a difference. We need players who, like our Hazard, players who actually step up, take the ball and say, you know what, nobody else is doing it, let me do it. That's what we need. But we've lost those mentalities. We don't have that DNA anymore, and we have to build and work on building that back. Unfortunately, that's the truth. I am a young fan, so I'm one of those fans that would have experienced the title-winning season or those achievements being done, Champions League, Premier Leagues. We're just going to be like that for now. We're going to have to accept that mediocrity is going to be there for now. I'm not saying that I'm accepting mediocrity, but I have to accept that this is where my club is at. And unfortunately, that is just the truth. That's the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Cheers. Have a good one. I'll keep the blue flag flying.